I was 11 when my brother was murdered.
He's some mother's son and he's not going to die like a dog in the street.
It's like a hollow longing to know him, the brother that I never had.
The first British soldier to be killed in Derry. He was only 18 years old, a lance corporal from the military police.
He was on his way home on a normal Ulster bus on the Gallia route to our house when he was shot through the bus window.
They were taken to Buncrana and tortured for 3 days. Then they were hooded and shot on Sheriff's Mountain.
Our view is that there are certain voices that have not been heard over the lifeline of the Troubles. And one of those, and which is extremely important, is the voice of women.
The Unheard Voices project is a Cregan Enterprises initiative. It commenced in September 2013 and it's funded by the International Fund for Ireland. The aim of the project is to engage marginalised women, namely from the Cregan area, but also from the Protestant Unionist Loyalist areas. They all have very limited community development experience and peace building experience, and they're coming together for a series of training programmes.
They tended to have to deal with the grief. They had to deal with the fact that their husbands were either involved in paramilitary activity or were members of the security forces, and their story needs to be told.
Women have held the fabric of society together through the conflict and through the Troubles.
They can obviously impact on the view of their husbands, their partners, their children, who may well be being sucked into that role, and we feel that their stories told, some of them are quite powerful stories, painful stories, horrific stories, and that will actually demonstrate the futility of violence.
Most of these women come from very working class areas. They're very marginalised. They don't have the confidence to go out and start engaging in their own communities.
This town has been through 30 odd years of trouble, as we all know, and everybody has suffered in one way or another. And it's needed to bring communities back together.
International Fund for Ireland is a very unique funder. They encourage you, they have the experience, but they also allow you the flexibility to be a little bit more creative. They're very, very supportive. They're allowing us to reach right into the heart of the communities and to access these extremely hard to reach women. This funding is of vital importance. International Fund for Ireland has funded a coordinator to address a lot of these issues. We also have a part-time finance administrator. It has funded many different programmes, like looking at local history, some of the genealogy programmes. It's creating a lot of opportunities to allow women to engage in more community development.
The changes I've seen from last year are totally unbelievable.
We have met a lot of women from each side of the community who have forged great relationships, and they see them blossoming now going to each other's community centres and being quite happy and relaxed and enjoying each other's company.
We now have about 4 or 5 women who started off with very little confidence, and they're now out facilitating different classes to other women throughout the city, which is just amazing. It's creating easier pathways for community development and easier pathways to employment as well.
We have now got the resources to make a difference to the women themselves. But on top of that, it also has allowed us to engage with particular communities, have the resources to engage with communities. You bring in professional facilitators to do that particular work.
The project to me has great potential because a lot of people won't get justice for their families. They have their story in print to be able to say to their family in later years, your father or brother was killed and we never got justice for it, but here's his story in black and white. And to me that goes a long way in the healing process and the acknowledgement of what happened to them.
It's about building the capacity of those women for them to stand up within their own families, within their own particular communities, and to say, we do not want to go back to the horrors of the past. The most proud thing is that this is a project which is owned and controlled and delivered by women.
I think the whole project is absolutely magnificent, and I hope it long may continue, and I would like to continue it.
It's crucial in terms of peace building, it's crucial in terms of community engagement, and it's also crucial in cementing the peace process.
I would like to think it could be an ongoing thing because we've only reached the tip of the iceberg.
So there's no funding, this is not going to happen, and people's going to go back to the 1970s, 1980s, and we don't want that. We certainly don't want it here in our community.
There's just some fantastic relationships been built up through trust and these women coming together and wanting to come together. I'm very hopeful that a lot of these relationships will last.
Proud of myself for moving on the way I've moved on and left the bitterness behind me. And to me that was a massive achievement, and it never would have happened if it hadn't been for Unheard Voices.